Hi guys, so I have a little bit of a technical difficulty at the very beginning of this video and I didn't want to cut the whole beginning part out, so I figured I would just do a little bit of a voiceover and hopefully I'm not yelling into the mic. I am re-recording this because I was kind of yelling the first time. I don't remember what I was saying here. I think I was saying a first and a second of all. First of all, I had redid all my bookshelves and so they look like a mess behind me, and it won't look like a mess after this video though, because the books that I have in this video will fill up the spaces in the bookshelf. And that also, these are all the same books that I read throughout my reading vlogs for this last month for the Owls Readathon. And that if you want to see an overview of the books as I'm reading them, check out the reading vlogs. And the reading vlogs also have a description of what each challenges and how each book fits into each challenge, which I will mention again, but it's just, I know there was something else I was supposed to be mentioning at the very beginning of this video, but I can't remember what it is. So, oh well, we have no mic, and now we will have a mic because I remember to turn it back on. So blog number 4 has a wrap up for all of how it all fits together. So this is just a quick overview of everything I read. So if you want more, please go look at the vlogs, and if you have any more questions, just ask because I would love to answer them. So last time I did one of these, I had my AC on and I could hear the wind blowing through the entire time. So it's off right now. It's a little warm in here. So don't mind me if I start to sweat a little bit. So I will start with the only non-fantasy sci-fi book in the group, and it's magical realism, and it is The Weighted Feathers. This is the first book that I've ever read by Anne-Marie McLemore. She's written 3 books, and they're all supposed to be similar to that vein, and they're all supposed to be really lyrical and pretty and all that good stuff. And I've been wanting to read all of her books really bad, especially the newest one, The Wild View, that just came out. It came out last September, so it came out over half a year ago. But I really wanted to read that, but I kind of wanted to read them in publication order. Even though they don't go together, they're all standalones, I still kind of wanted to read them in her publication order. So when I had a spot open and I needed a nature word like feather, I decided to go for this one. And I loved it, by the way. It was really, really pretty. It was very lyrical. It was a really interesting little story. So the reason this is going to be fast is because the rest of this are all part of series. So the first series that I almost finished is The Heroes of Olympus. As the month progressed, I listened to all of these on audiobook, and I finished The Lost Hero, and then The Sin of Neptune, and then The Mark of Athena, and then The House of Hades. I also have finished the 5th book, but I finished that this month, not last month, so you'll get that in this month's wrap up. Yes, so these are all continuations from the Percy Jackson series. I am currently on the Apollo books, and I'm trying to read them in the order that I was told to read them online. So I read all the Percy Jackson books a couple of years ago, and then I read all the Heroes of Olympus books. Now I'm working on the Apollo and then the Magnus Chase books. I know you're supposed to read them in a certain way, so I was book 1, book 1, book 2, book 2, book 3, book 3, or something like that. It's just, they're mixed up a little bit. I want to be able to read them in the order they're supposed to go in. So we'll see how that works out. But as of right now, I'm still doing good. I'm glad that I read them in the order I did, because they definitely feed off each other. You definitely can't read the heroes without reading Percy Jackson first. If you're gonna just skip Percy Jackson, that's fine, but don't read heroes first and then Percy Jackson, because it's gonna mess you up a lot, because there's characters that interweave. So Percy from the first group as well as Annabeth are in the 2nd books. Percy even made a cameo so far in Apollo. I know he's not going to be a main character, but he's got cameo spots. And then there's, they've been talking about the other characters, even though we haven't seen any of them. The only one we've seen is Nico, and Nico was in the 1st series, the 2nd series, and now Apollo. But since we're not talking about Apollo right now, we're talking about the heroes. They're on a whole new mission. They have to save the world again from another big baddie. The first group was Kronos. The second one is Gia, the Earth Mother. And it was good. I liked it a lot. It was a solid 4-star. It was really, really enjoyable. The audiobook I had to speed up a little bit to 1.5 because the narrator's really slow. But it was a good book, and I'm glad I listened to all of them over the month. So next are, if I can do this correctly, Wires and Nerves #1 and Wires and Nerves #2. These are the graphic novel sequels to the Lunar Chronicles. So these both center around what happens post-war, the peace treaties, that type of thing, and then Yigo, who is trying to clean up some messes left behind by the war. And if you've read the Lunar Chronicles and you want a little bit more Yigo, a little bit more of the world, these are really cute. I like them a lot. The next series that I have been working on and almost finished is Heir of Fire, Queen of Shadow, and Empire of Storms. These are the Throne of Glass books. These are books 3, 4, and 5. I have not gotten to Tower of Dawn or the novellas yet. And then the last book is going to be released in October. I'm probably going to be reading at least Tower of Dawn sooner than later. But I do have a huge list of books that I want to get through this month and before I leave on our trip. So we'll see if it makes it. Again, I love this series a lot. Heir of Fire is definitely my least favorite because our main character is a little on the whiny side, and that bothered me a lot. I spent half the book going, stop whining, would you please stop whining. But the rest of the book was great. The new characters that you meet are really great. I did get a little thrown by the amount of POVs in the 3rd book, but that is fixed immensely in the 4th and 5th. The 5th book has a lot of cameos from the novellas. I have not read them yet, but I've heard a lot about people that are excited to see so-and-so come back. And so I don't know what that means yet. So I'm gonna read the novellas and then I'll know who came back. But there is definitely people who read the novellas already will be excited if they haven't read Tower of Dawn yet, because Empire of Storm. I have not read Empire of Storm yet because they were really, really, I guess, excited to see these new characters come back. All right, now, last 2 things I read were I Hate Fairyland Volume 1 and I Hate Fairyland Volume 2. And 1 and 2. These were hilarious. I love these so much. I liked Volume 1 better than I liked Volume 2 because Volume 1 was just so disturbing. You have this so cute little girl and she is a little terror. She just, I don't even know how to describe it. She kills everything. She swears constantly. And the swearing is really funny because it's not really swearing, it's just like fairyland swearing. So you know she's swearing, but she's not actually saying anything she shouldn't. And she's so, oh my gosh, she's so funny. So like, this is a picture of her blowing up the moon. It's right at the very beginning of the 1st chapter, so it doesn't give anything away. But, you know, there's a couple of scenes in here that are a little on the disturbing side. So if you're a little kid and you've got innocent sensibility, maybe this isn't the best one to read. But I truly enjoyed all of the carnage, the blood, the occasional zombies, the artwork. It's beautiful. I absolutely loved it. So I guess the little wrap up for my wrap up, I read 2 normal graphic novels, 2 more hardcover graphic novels, and then I worked on 2 series and had 1 standalone for a grand total of 12 books. And I had it added out. I'm somewhere between 4,000 and 5,000 pages for the month to go with my 12 books. Again, that's in my my log. I had it all added out there and told you where everything went in the Owls Readathon hierarchy. But I had a really stellar month. Everything I read was a 4 or a 5. And that to me is not normal for a month, but looking at the fact that I have read and mostly finished 2 series that I loved. I read the last little section of another series I love, 2 comics that were hilarious, and a standalone that I loved. So I already kind of knew going into this month that it was going to be a good month, but I didn't realize it was going to be this good of a month. So yeah, I am very, very happy with my stack of books. And if you have any questions about any of the books, please feel free to ask. I know the video is a little short. I'm talking kind of fast and I apologize for that, but I was trying to get done before I started reeling again. That way I didn't have to keep starting and stopping. So I will talk to you in my next video, and I will hopefully talk to you guys in the comments too. Bye.